Hello, everyone. My name is Melanie Lucas Conwell, and as part of the Alaska Angel Conference, we're going to talk about how to tell your story to investors and, frankly, anyone that you want to partner with your business. I run the 49 State Angel Fund based in Anchorage, and we invest in Alaska based startups. The tips and tricks that I will share today are based on my experience listening to a number of pitches in this role and beyond, and take what makes sense to you and use it. And hopefully, we will be able to share some insights that will help you grow your business. So, to set the stage, many of us have watched the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. And if you have, you'll remember this scene where Leonardo DiCaprio tells the audience, "Sell me this pen." And it's not about the pen's features, it's not about how well the ink comes out. It's very much the punchline is that you need to write something down, and without a pen, you can't write. So, what might that be for your company and the services and products that you might be building out? There are a few elements to a startup pitch that are fairly boilerplate and that, at least from an investor's perspective, help an investors get an idea of what your business is. And to start off is, why are you here and who are you pitching? What's the point? The other elements of a pitch are, what are you doing, of course? How big is the market? How far along have you come? Why are you the right person and who are you? And then what are you looking for? So diving into each one of these pieces. What is the point? Introduce your company, your idea, your mission, what problem you're trying to solve, so that folks have an idea of where in the world you're placing yourself in your company to add value. And at the end of the day, you're trying to convince people to join you in this and to show that you're the right person, you're worth my time, my money, and that you have a plan. So your goal in this pitch is to explain what's your story and paint that picture for people. Don't let them imagine anything, just give them what the story is. So part of that story is, what do you do? Tell us your company's name, the very simple one sentence or two of what you're trying to do, what the problem is that you're trying to solve, and what you're going to be talking about today. Don't go into any jargon or technical terms. Keep it simple so that even your grandmother would be able to understand it if you were to give her this story. We don't need to know all the backstory and the details of how you got here today at this point in time. You need that hook in 30 seconds or less to get us engaged and keep our attention. Next is there a big market for what you're trying to sell and what you're trying to do? Are there enough customers? Are people wanting to do this? Putting some numbers to it is very helpful. Most people include a TAM, SAM, SOM slide to understand what the different market opportunities are. Give us your perspective on what the market looks like. If I'm an investor that hasn't worked in your industry, I might not know too much about what that competition looks like. So give me a little bit of flavor to understand, where do you place yourself in the big wide world. Then share with us where you are on this journey, on this founding journey. Have you just come up with the idea and you're pitching us on growing your business and creating the business? Have you already started your business and seen some traction, or haven't seen any traction yet? Or have you been in business for 3 years and have had wild success and are looking for that 10x growth in your business? So give us a sense of what that growth might look like. At this point in time, don't need to talk about your fundraising, how much you fundraise, what the partnerships are, but very much about your company growth and scale, so that we get a sense of where you are and can, as an investor, understand how can we come in and what kind of money you might be looking for. If you aren't bringing anything special to the industry or the world, then you might not have a business. So tell us how you're different from your competitors. First of all, who your competitors are and how you differentiate, what unique insights you might have developed to solve the problem and opportunity you would have talked early on. And then what is that aha moment of, I'm able to do this way better than the competition for X, Y, and Z reason. And of course, as investors, money is always the question. So, what is your business model? Are you subscription based? Are you a one time purchase? How does this work and fit into your industry? What is the norm? How are you going to outpace and outgrow the competition? And it's not only about marketing. And one pet peeve of many investors is when a founder says, if I build it, people will come. That doesn't work. And it's certainly not attractive for investors. We want to know about who are the customers that you've talked to, what market research have you done, and how are you going to be addressing those needs and making money from them? What are your profit margins? Those are all good items to think about. Now that you've gotten us hooked on the idea of the business and the industry and that this is a space worth investing our time and money, who are you? Why are you here? This is the opportunity to say why you've come to this business idea, to this industry, what your skills are, and have you worked well together with your team? Some pieces to avoid are name dropping, and also listing out many credentials that might not mean much to an investor and to inflate any successes that you might have already had. One piece here that investors look for are you coachable? Can we work as a team? Because this will be a long-term relationship that we're building if we do invest into your business. So we want to know who you are as a person, and especially with early stage businesses, we're investing in a person, an entrepreneur, and not necessarily the business itself, because we know that businesses will pivot and change over the years as you get market feedback about what is and isn't working. And finally, to close off your pitch deck, tell us what you need. Are you looking for simply for funding? And if so, how much money? What that money is going to go for? Is it equity? Is it debt? Are you looking for partnerships? Are you looking for potential customers? Give us a sense of what it is that you need and be specific about it, because it might not be me that answers that need, but I probably have 10 different people that I can go to and say, hey, I just heard this story from a founder, and I think that you would be interested in it. What do you think? Are you able to help them? So, giving something clear and simple, and only give one ask. Don't muddy it up with other things. If people have ideas, hopefully they will come to you afterwards. And part of the pitch is to invite people to come to you and ask further questions. You don't need to give it all up front. So keep something for later and invite those questions. Don't deploy it all at the end. So tactically, what are we looking at for an investor pitch deck? And I'll go through this example that I've taken. It is a template from Beautiful.ai. One of the reasons why you don't see many pitch deck templates out there is because investors don't want to see the same pitch over and over again and see someone plug in the pieces and say, oh, yes, well, I've seen this before. The numbers are slightly different. I know what to expect, but give some element of surprise. So that is the disclaimer with this pitch deck example. It is generic, it is a template, but make it your own. And think about the story arc that you want to put into this. So of course, first slide, opening slide, what is your name? Any information that you want to put in there. Apologies, this was the slide. What is your name? And one-liner as to what your company does. What is your purpose? What are you working on so that we can be able to place you in the world and industries? What problems are you thinking about and working on? What your product or solution is, and only up to 3 features and solutions. Humans do best when we have only 3 options to think about. Thinking about the financials, as we talked about, talk about the money, talk about the business model. Of course, everyone wants to see the numbers up and to the right, but thinking about what is it going to be a slow growth, or are you going to have highs and lows throughout? Think about what those differentiators are, either month to month or year to year. Where are you? As we talked about, how soon, early are you in the development of your idea and your business? Have you incorporated? Have you not? Where are you looking to go? Are you looking to exit your business? Are you looking and be listed on the stock market? Are you looking to be acquired? And mind you, every investor knows that whatever is said in a pitch deck might not happen. We know that things change. As we talked about, what is the market size? So thinking about what the total market might be, even if it is worldwide and you're looking at market expansions beyond the US, and what realistically can you achieve? The rule of thumb is about 10% of what your total market is. And what in the first year or your initial target audience might be. What does that look like in terms of customers that you might acquire and set to target? And then, of course, what is your competition? Understanding what are, in this example, if you were to use a XY plot, what are the 2 elements that you're comparing yourself against with competitors, to understand that you truly are the best? How are you telling that story to folks that might be working or have heard the pitches by those other companies? As we talked about the business model, how much is it going to take to acquire a customer, and what are the margins on your product? Because that will get a sense for an investor of how much money they might expect. Standard leadership team, if you have advisors, if it's just yourself, you might include these as well, just to show that it's not just you that is working on this business, that you have attracted other talent to help you grow, because even though you might know a lot in your space, any founder has blind spots. And so how are you addressing those blind spots and getting different perspectives to help you grow your business? Financial projections, of course. As I mentioned, we want to know where the money is coming in, how it's going to grow, and what that looks like. And closing thoughts, what is your ask, so that we can remember that and share that with others. That's all what I have for you today. Remember that you're the expert in your industry. Anyone that you're pitching to probably knows a lot less. So go get them, practice your pitch, practice it often, practice it with different people. A number of folks will have different opinions on what is and isn't a good deck, and a good pitch. Remember that this is based on who your target audience is. Take it with a grain of salt and have some fun with it. Enjoy this journey. I'm happy to answer questions and hope to see you at the Alaska Angel Conference. My email is on this slide. Thank you for listening.